So pleased to have you with us. So the administration has been relatively silent on the genocide in Burma regarding the Rohingya, and reportedly because of concern about driving Burma closer to China. But does that silence or near silence on genocide in Burma undermine USA credibility as a champion of human rights in general?
Senator, I appreciate your question. We've had lots of discussions on this topic. There has been action taken. I think you're aware that we've sanctioned all military officials and their families subject to visa restrictions with the JADE Act. There's been GLOMAG activity as well. This is clearly of high interest to this administration. And it will continue to be as we work with Burma to help them understand the importance of democratic principles that we all share. And so I will continue to work that. I have yet to get to Burma in my travels, but it's on the list. And so, again, I look forward to getting to interact personally and share this message.
Thank you. I really encourage you to speak out forcefully, because we were very late to doing any sort of sanctions on Burma after much of the international community acted. The President of the United States has never spoken publicly condemning the genocide, and it has given a lot of interest to others around the world that they can get away with severe, horrific action against minorities without the U.S. raising its voice in a powerful way. So I'd love to see us, even at this point, speak out, even we're 2 years past. The Senate passed last week the Uyghur Human Rights Act, and the administration has been independently reportedly considering visa bans against Xinjiang officials because of the treatment of Uyghurs under the Global Magnitsky Act. Do you see the administration acting quickly to highlight and use the Global Magnitsky Act in regard to the Xinjiang officials who are basically treating a population almost like slaves?
Senator, I appreciate that perspective. And yes, the conditions, the activities in Xinjiang are of great concern. And it certainly to me, the administration and to the world, you're seeing the Australians have definitely taken this one up. A documentary, and this is coming out of non-government, on the what they could find on this. My concern is if there's nothing bad happening in Xinjiang, why is it so difficult to get out there and see it? Why can't, if there's nothing wrong, we should be able to travel there on our own and go see for ourselves. I got to travel there when I was the defense attaché, and the security environment was eye-watering. And there are issues there, and it has to do, again, with the interpretation of what constitute human rights. And so we will continue to work with our counterparts. And we have opportunity coming up here next week at the General Assembly and others, and we'll raise this.
I think it'd be great to hear the U.S. raise it. We keep hearing that the administration is delaying action because they don't want it as a factor during the trade negotiations with China. But I think for the administration to really delay acting sends another message that we're abdicating leadership on human rights. The Senate has acted and passed the Uyghur Human Rights Act last week, and it includes my amendment that says there will be Magnitsky sanctions unless China provides independent human rights monitors with unfettered access. And I'd love to see the administration get behind that vision. I want to turn to the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. We didn't get a very clear answer when it was raised by my colleague, but I thought I'd mention a couple of the key provisions and see if the administration supports them. One is to assess whether China has eroded Hong Kong's civil liberties as protected by Hong Kong's basic law. Would you and the administration support such an assessment?
Senator, I would definitely support a conversation on and we are ongoing assessing and evaluating the current status in accordance with the Human Rights and Democracy and as well as the Hong Kong Policy Act.
A second provision allows Hong Kong residents to work and study in the U.S. if individuals have been arrested for participating in nonviolent protests. Is that a provision the administration would support?
Senator, I will take a look at that and make sure.
A third provision is that the President report to Congress a list of individuals responsible for abducting, torturing, people exercising internationally recognized human rights in Hong Kong, and banning such individuals from entering the U.S. and imposing sanctions on them. Would the administration support that provision?
Senator, I'll offer you the same answer on that. I don't want to get out ahead of the administration. As I said, this subject has come up, in my interaction with the Secretary, has come up at every opportunity in strong words to discourage further negative actions in Hong Kong. The President has been very clear as well on insisting on a humane resolution and the rest. So, we share your concern.
A fourth provision, this is the last one, Mr. Chairman, is a report requiring a report on the evasion of sanctions that China is required through UN resolutions to put on sanctions or export controls, using Hong Kong to evade actually applying those, including as it applies to North Korea. I will just note that this is a significant issue of Hong Kong being used to allow China to not enforce sanctions and export controls. I'd love to see the administration take a very strong stand on all three of these areas with Burma, with the Uyghurs, and with Hong Kong. Thank you.